Hi everyone, so today I'm here to talk about our persuasive research presentation and to give you an example. This is in our persuasive unit at the very bottom. Just make sure that you know that topic 4, topic 5, skill 3, and skill 4 are the 4 things you're going to need in order to make this presentation and to do all the things you need to do. I'm going to open up the presentation here. These 8 steps are the things that you should be doing while you are working on your presentation. They include taking notes as well as writing down where you got that information from when you are doing your research. It tells you need 7 slides, you need 1 intro slide, 5 content slides, and 1 conclusion slide as a minimum. You need to be providing in-text citations for both the photos and any of the information you want to use that are coming from the articles that you have done your research from. And then of course here in bold, in a separate document, create a works cited page using the ML8 style. And that is in one of those 4 documents you need to read before you do this assignment. But I want to give you an example of what it should look like. So this one here, this is an example of a persuasive presentation. The issue being presented on for this example is salaries of professional athletes. Now, salaries of professional athletes is not a position. I have to take a position and persuade my audience one way or the other. Okay, so this is true for your assignment. There's 2 issues. You need to take a position about those issues. All right, and then you want to persuade the audience to that position. So the position I'm taking is professional athletes deserve their money. And it's by, my name's going to be pretend Patricia Pope. And so that's what I'm going to prove in this presentation. As you can see, I have an image. Down here is an image description, and in my notes section is a photo credit. Okay, where do you find the notes section? Down here on the bottom of a PowerPoint it says notes. If I click that, it'll hide it. If I open it, it'll open it. This is where I would type in the words that I would be saying during my presentation. Okay, so when you see someone do a TEDx presentation, they'll have images and then they'll be talking. Those talking points are what should go in this notes section. Those talking points should not be going on your slide. A slide should be graphic heavy and text light. So my first content slide, my first argument is because of injuries. Again, I have a photo here, I have a description, I have my photo credit. Then these are words from my brain. This didn't come from anywhere, this is just what I think. If an athlete gets hurt, they are the ones that are responsible for their medical expenses. Then I go further and I include a quote from an article, and I have a citation here of who that's from. So if I was presenting this, I would say Mueller says, and then I would say this quote. Okay? My next slide, again, this one is a graphic. I have a description of the graphic. I have a photo credit of the graphic. I have a little bit more text in here, which is fine. This first half, again, is my own words. This last half is a quoted word. Again, these are just things that I would say. You don't have to actually make this presentation to your instructor. You just have to show us what you would say if you were presenting. My next slide is about role models. Again, I have images with descriptions and photo credits. For this page, I would argue about how athletes influence youth and adults alike in a positive way. And if we're going to ask that of them, we should pay them for it. So I'm not done making this slide, but this is kind of where I was going with this one. My next slide would be about its hard work, and I would argue about how much work, sweat, and money was put into these athletes to get them to this level. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments so far. I need 1 more content slide. So I'm going to talk about the expenses of being famous, and that's what I would be arguing about on this one. If I had another really good idea, you can do more than 5 content slides. So in this one, I'm going to do 6. The last one will be about sacrifice. This is what I would be arguing, and I know that this is the article that I would be quoting when I talked about this slide. Lastly, you need a closing slide. Again, this is just bringing the point home as last little thing I can say to persuade people to my side. And so for me, I said keep buying those tickets. These athletes deserve every cent they get, so get out and support your favorite team and sport. Again, I have my photo credit, which is great. The last part of this project is you need a works cited page. So having the last name like Mueller here, okay, that's not a full, that's just a citation. That's not a works cited page. So a works cited page means I'm giving the full reference, okay? It's gonna need to be in a Word doc or a PDF, and it's gonna look something like this. So I use these two articles. Here is how they should look when they are in full citation. So there's two documents you need to hand in. One is your presentation, and two is your works cited page. If you have any other questions about any of the other maybe slides you could use, or anything that we have discussed here, please reach out to your instructor.